All right, guys, what's up? We're back in the shop today with the M2C. We're going over some stuff that we changed. We forgot to film it, so my bad on that part. This is your main fuse distribution panel. This powers not only your electronic power steering, your fan, and your starter power comes through this piece. So you have main chassis power from the battery coming in here, getting distributed through these 3 different connectors. Where is this located on the car, you ask? It's right here under the carbon strut brace and the aluminum strut tower brace. So to get to this, you need to remove the full carbon strut brace, these rubber panels that go on top of the strut tower, and this aluminum strut panel or brace that runs underneath these plastic covers. Obviously, these plastic covers need to come out as well. So it sits in the car this way. You can see actually this bolt here is for your main starter power wire that comes into here. This is actually the same stud as that bolt head is bolted onto. So there's 2 10 millimeters, one here and one here that bolt it to the strut tower this way. And there's a few quick connects that just you pinch the connector and remove it that go to both the fan and the power steering. So once I replaced this, it allowed us to get connectivity to the electronic power steering unit. After switching the motor, which you guys saw in the previous video, I still didn't have electronic power steering, and I had some chassis stabilization codes which were related to that, and also the adaptive headlights weren't functioning. And there was a code for pedestrian warning and lane departure, which is all connected through this and powered through this. So after switching that part, it allowed us to connect to the EPS, which was previously broken, as we have right here. It got shorted out in the accident and blew this fuse. So now that we have the new fuse in there, we could actually code our new power steering gear. They call it electronic power steering gear, but it's, you know, the rack and pinion to the car, which allowed us to get rid of all the codes for chassis stabilization, adaptive headlights, and the pedestrian warning. So now that we've done that, the car basically drives beautifully and has just a few other little errors that we have to fix. One of which is TPMS, which we don't really care about. We will be getting probably new TPMS sensors in our new wheels, but I'm not gonna go ahead and take the time or spend the money to put them into these wheels when I'm gonna go ahead and order some new wheels for the car. You guys will have to stay tuned for what wheels we do order. The other thing is the fuel sensor, fuel level sensor, does not move on the gauge, on the dash. It's just stuck on full. And I've tested some things. I'm 99.9% sure it's just a bad sending unit inside the tank. So in another video, you'll be seeing us replace the fuel pump and fuel level sending unit. But as of now, I can live with it. It does throw a check engine light from time to time, but I just keep clearing it. It usually pops up after about like 200 or 300 miles of driving. And the code is for correlation of the fuel level to fuel consumed. So the computer's smart enough to know that, hey, we're consuming fuel, a lot of it. Why isn't the fuel level changing? We're gonna get that fixed in a later video, but today, we're doing something cool, something cosmetic. I went ahead and purchased a bunch of things for the car in general, wheels being one of them, some other parts you're gonna have to stay tuned for, and some cosmetic stuff. Some of those items haven't shown up, but a few have. So let's go take a look at what we have. So here we have a beautiful M Performance rear carbon diffuser. This looks way prettier, but I hate that it has this pocket here where the other one is smooth across the top. So this is gonna be our first cosmetic mod to the car. I also have some other stuff here in these boxes, which you're gonna have to wait to find out what they are. Probably after the car goes in for a detail. We're gonna send this car out to get completely paint corrected and ceramic coated soon, as well as some other cosmetic mods which aren't here yet. So you're gonna have to stay tuned, see what else we got coming for the car. We got a lot of stuff coming in the pipeline for the car to bring it to the next level, cosmetically and from a driving standpoint. Let's go ahead and get this factory plastic diffuser off and replace it with this beautiful M Performance carbon diffuser. All right, guys, so quick tip. Took me a second to remember how I did it last time, but you have these little fingers which catch in each one of these holes on the top side. And for these middle ones, they're pretty hard to get at unless you want to remove the exhaust and the heat shielding. So the trick is actually to just like kind of pull down on this, which will force the top up here down and allows it to just kind of pop out pretty smoothly without causing any damage to the bumper. So go ahead and put our new beautiful carbon diffuser on. So we'll go ahead and pop this bad boy up here and just line up the holes. It's pretty straightforward. There's one, there's two, Proper method is just beating the shit out of it. I'm just kidding.